Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
大家好 Welcome back to Edupedia World Videos. This is lesson 7.2. It is the exercise for the previous two lessons that you have learned, which is numbers, quantifiers, and basic objects. The first exercise is, of course, as usual, the speaking and writing exercise. So I will present you with a number of English sentences and see if you can tell me how do you say and write in Mandarin. So the first one is $2. So it is the informal way of saying dollars. How do you say and write $2 in Mandarin? It is 2块钱. Okay, remember as I said, 2 when it's combined with other quantifiers, it uses 2. And if you remember the 块 here, it is a quantifier for money, 钱. Okay? The next one, your passport. How do you say and write in Mandarin? It is 你的护照. Okay, so this is a way of using the possession word 的. 你的 is yours. If you want to say your passport, it is 你的护照. Okay, the next one, 5 pencils. How do you say and write 5 pencils in Mandarin? Okay, it is 5支铅笔. Okay, as usual, you need to use quantifier for the pencils. The quantifier links between the number and the objects. Okay, next one. How do you say she has 9 pairs? It is 她有9颗梨. Okay, so now you have starting to build more and more sentence. So let's see what's next. It will be more challenging next. Okay, so the next one is they want how much money. The proper way of asking in English is, of course, how much money do they want? But for this example, I just want to make it easy for you so you can tell me how do you say and write this in Mandarin. Okay, so it is 他们要多少钱? Okay, so they, it can be the he or she word, but to indicate plural of he or she, it is 他们. Okay, it still sounds the same whichever word you use. Okay, 要 is want, and how much, as I said before, it is 多少. Okay, money, 钱. So in the end, it is 他们要多少钱? Okay, so think of a number, and most importantly, how do you say dollar in Mandarin? Okay, here's the answer I'm going to give you. Okay, so how do you say and write in Mandarin? So if you can get it right, it is 75034元. Okay, as if you still remember, 1 is the 10,000s. There is 75,000 here. So you say 7万, okay? And the rest should be okay for you. Okay, so that's all the exercise for speaking and writing. And now please read out and comprehend the Mandarin sentence. Okay? Can you tell me what does it mean? Okay, it is who has 172 apples. 谁有172颗苹果? Okay, so this is another way of building a who question. It is just to ask who has it, because the answer is just gonna appear at where the question word who is, and in Mandarin is 谁. Okay, so please give me an answer now, and I'll show you mine. Okay, my answer is this. Can you tell me what it means and read it out? Okay, it means she has 112 apples. 她有112颗苹果. Okay, you may be a bit curious, like, so why do I add the word 一 here? Because for 11 and 12, you don't say 12, which is 110. Okay, but in this case, when it is between the 100 and the single number, it requires the word 一 here. Okay, so that's my answer. Okay, the next one, can you understand this? So this is a yes and no question. So in English it is, do you want this pen? 你要不要这支笔? Okay, so 要不要 is the way to construct the yes and no question. And then when you say this pen, you will need to link the this or that and the object with quantifier. So in this case, you need to say 这支笔 for the phrase this pen. Okay? The other way to ask, do you want this pen, is 你要这支笔吗? Okay? The next one, can you understand and read it out? Okay, this means that passport is whose, and in the proper way of asking in English is whose is that passport, but I'm just writing this in this way so you can refer it back to the Mandarin phrase you can see. Okay, so that passport is whose is 那本护照是谁的? As you can see, that passport, when it's translated, it requires a quantifier in between, and that quantifier is 本. Okay, so 谁的, if you remember, it is whose, so the way to ask it is just direct translation. Okay, and think of an answer to this, and let's see if our answers are the same. Okay, this is my answer. Can you understand what it means? Okay, so my answer is 那是我的护照. It means that is my passport. Okay, and so if you notice, my passport, it doesn't need a quantifier in between. Okay, just say 我的护照 as what you have seen in earlier example, in the last section of exercise. Okay, and of course, you can also answer this as 那本护照是我的. It also makes sense. Okay. Finally, can you read out what this question is? Okay, so this means she has how many books? Okay, it is a bit broken. It meant to be like how many books she has, but because in Mandarin it is asked in this way. Okay, so 多少, if you can remember, it means how much, but it also means how many. Okay, and the way to answer it is just like how you answer this question here. So you can say she has a book. 她有一本书. So when you ask how many, you just substitute the number to 多少. Okay, so it becomes 她有多少本书? Okay, so let's go to the final exercise of this lesson. This exercise, as usual, is about listening and writing. So please listen and attempt to comprehend what I say. Okay, the first one is 你要什么?你要什么? Okay, this is what I said. 你要什么? And it means, what do you want? Okay, think of an answer to this question. Okay, my answer is 我要那支毛笔. 我要那支毛笔. So this is what I said. And did you get what I say? It means I want that Chinese brush. Okay, the next one is a question. 这些城是你的吗? 这些城是你的吗? Okay, can you get it right? It is. Okay, and I hope you understand what it means. It is. These oranges are yours. So again, this is a yes and no question because I use the word ma here. Okay, and again, the way that I write the English sentence is a bit broken. It should be, are these oranges yours? I'm just writing it in this way because I want to show you how Chinese make this sentence into yes and no question. And of course, this one, if you don't have a question mark at the back, it is, these oranges are yours. This sentence, if you just put a question mark at the back, it is a yes or no question. And the answer is still the same. By just putting a question mark, it becomes a yes or no question. So for this yes and no questions, back to Mandarin question, just adding ma at the back. 这些城是你的吗? And then it becomes the yes or no question. Okay? Or you can say 这些城是你的 as a sentence. But if you want to make it to a question, just add ma at the back. Or, and of course, the other way of asking this question is 这些城是不是你的? Just make the 是 into 是不是 Then it becomes a yes or no question. Okay, the next one is 他要2万元. 他要2万元. Okay, so I just said this. It means he wants 20,000 yuan. Okay, and of course, if you want to use the other way of saying 2, which is 2, it's also acceptable. And the same would be to thousands and hundreds, but not to 10. Okay, it doesn't make sense to say 20元. Okay, it's only 20元. Okay, and if it's 32,000,000, it only makes sense if you say 32,000,000. Okay, it doesn't make sense if you say 32,000,000. Okay, so the rules still the same for the usage of 两. And the next one is another question. It is 那颗凤梨要多少钱? 那颗凤梨要多少钱? Okay, can you get it right? It is this one. And the translation is that pineapple cost how much? Okay, this is the way to ask, like how much does an item cost? Okay, remember the example I had is 你要多少钱? Okay, which is you want how much? And in this one, it is like that pineapple wants how much? But in Mandarin, it means that pineapple cost how much? So to put it in another way in English is asking how much is that pineapple? Okay? And the final one is the answer to this. Can you think of an answer to this question? Okay, my answer is this. 那颗凤梨要10块钱. 那颗凤梨要10块钱. Okay, can you get it right? It is this. It is similar in the beginning of the sentence, but it's just the answer at the back is different. Okay, so in English, the translation is that pineapple costs $10. Okay, so as I said, 10块钱 is very informal, so we say $10. So that's why the translation is $10. Okay, and of course, the same as the previous question, one in this case is cost. Okay, so here is all the exercise we have for today. So next one is gonna be a relaxing one, something interesting that you might want to know is the Chinese culture on numbers, and that lesson is to equip you with the interpersonal skills that you need when making friends with Chinese. Okay, so it's gonna be a very interesting one, for I will be talking a bit about Chinese culture. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. 谢谢。